Hi everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. So I'm here to put down our cards for next week, which starts November the 16th. Sorry. So I'm going to have a little shuffle of the black and white Faulkner deck first of all. And we are today in the middle of our new moon energy. So today and into tomorrow really as well is a really good time to set your intentions for the next month, to be able to set your wishes, be able to send your wishes out to the universe, think about what you want to manifest, all of that kind of thing. So really good time to do that right now. I mean, you can send your wishes out anytime you want. Don't feel like you can't, because you can. This is just a particularly good time to do it. So let's have a look and see what we've got with the black and white Faulkner deck. First of all, we've got the World. Fabulous card. So it's interesting because the World, that's quite an appropriate card really for us for having a new moon at the moment, because the World will talk about end of one cycle, beginning of the other, and that is what the new moon is. You know, it is the beginning of the next lunar cycle, so it's quite appropriate that we have the World. What the World talks about in terms of energy is that we have this kind of a feeling of completion, a feeling that a cycle has been completed, and that now we can move on to the next thing. We've learned everything we needed to from that particular cycle, and now we're ready to take what we've learned and move forward into the next little adventure that we have going on. So it's a really good, strong, positive card. Normally I would say that the World would be talking about travel. Obviously not in the current environment we all live in. Travel's sort of off the cards, isn't it? But I think there's nothing wrong with visualising where you would like to go. This is a situation that we're in currently, and if you're watching this in the future for some reason, we're in 2020 and we're back into our second lockdown in the UK, which is where I am. There's nothing to stop us using our imagination and maybe planning that next trip for the next time that we are able to go. There's nothing to stop us having a look at where we might like to go. There's nothing to stop us learning the language of the place that we would like to visit. So it can be about that kind of thing, you know, opening your horizons and thinking about and imagining, visualizing, planning where you would like to travel to. You know, this is a card that's basically saying the world is your oyster. So you can go anywhere. Okay, maybe not today, but this too shall pass. You know, we won't be in this situation forever. So really good, strong card for the beginning of the week for the World. I'm just going to have a little shuffle of the Dark Mansion deck. I did stick with this deck in the end for this week, but I probably will change it out next week and use a different one. Let's have a little look and see what we've got. We've got the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is talking about kind of fear and anxiety really, and that maybe that feeling of being trapped. So it's interesting because on the one hand we have the World saying we've got all this expansion, we've got all this feeling like we want to be traveling, we want to be expanding, we want to embrace the new beginning. But then we've got this Eight of Swords that is saying to us, well, you know what, that's all very well, but I'm a little bit nervous about that, to be honest. And that might well be summing up how a lot of people feel at the moment about that, being able to get out and about and be able to branch out. And who can blame us really for feeling that way? I mean, currently, as I say, here we're in lockdown, so that's not a major issue because we can't go anywhere much really at the moment. But there is a lot of anxiety about that, isn't there? There's a lot of anxiety about the future and, you know, what can we do? We feel trapped. What can we do to move things forward? And, you know, I think sometimes we have to try and let that fear go a little bit. because it just keeps us trapped. You know, she's there trapped in her little circle of swords, isn't she? It's slightly different to the Rider-Waite, where the pathway is very clearly she could just move it, but this is just right behind her. You know, she could just turn around and get out of that, pull those swords out of that dress that is pinning her down, and move on. You know, her hair's blown in front of her face, so she's not seeing. So it might be saying to you, you're just not seeing the options. You're just not seeing what, in this case, you're not seeing what's behind you, the escape route, if you like. So yeah, really interesting cards. Don't let your fear hold you back towards the end of the week. Allow yourself to trust that the right things are going to happen for you. So trust in your guides, really. The card there is very wintry, isn't it? It's very sparse, it's very bare. And I know a lot of people do feel like that's the way that things are currently. But the world's kind of saying it won't stay that way. Nothing stays that way forever. We do move through things. So yeah, try to let go of the anxiety and the worry, I would say. And don't be scared. It's like in the Faulkner deck, that card is depicted by a lady hiding behind a door, and there's absolutely nothing behind the door for her to be scared of. So it's really kind of your thought processes are, you know, overthinking, worrying, all of that sort of stuff. Doesn't help us, does it? So let's just put down an oracle card from our Mists of Avalon oracle. Let's see what we've got. We've got Bridget. Now, I keep getting her. I've had her recently, and I think I've had her on here for you before. So she talks about radiance and passion, and birth and soul. What's this? Sorry, I can't read it from that distance. Soul empowerment. So this is a strong card. You know, this is a card that talks about being able to grow as a person. The world will talk about that too. The world talks about, you know, learning what you have from one cycle, moving on to the next. So I'm just going to have a look and see what it says about Bridget in the little book, because I'm not an expert on the people in this, the gods and goddesses in this deck. So bear with me. And it says here, reignite the spark of passion inside you that has burned down to a flicker. Take some time to plan and plot a course of action that will ignite your passion once more. And that's what we were talking about with the world. Restore your weariness and refuel your soul energy so that you can achieve all that you set your heart's desire on. So that's the message from that card. Really, really beautiful card. And also I'm really drawn to this kind of a whole, it's very orangey. So orange talks about our sacral chakra, and our I can't get my words out. The sacral chakra talks about our creativity, allowing ourselves to be creative. Find a creative way around the things that you feel trapped by would be my suggestion of that interpretation for those cards. So let's just have a quick look and see what Brian has got to add to the mix for us. Okay, so let's see what Brian's got to say. Appreciate what you've got. Okay, so what Brian says is, look at what life has given you already. Start enjoying what you have before you rush into something new. Some would say you're blessed already, you know. So this is interesting because I do a lot of work for myself with gratitude. I keep a gratitude diary. I don't write loads and loads in it. Literally, all you need to do is each day put down 3 things that you feel grateful about or grateful for. It can be little things. It can be your morning cup of tea. It can be the fact that you've got some food in your fridge. It can be the fact that you've got pets to care for and that show affection to you. It can be little things. It doesn't have to be massive stuff. We get too bogged down, I think, sometimes with the big things that we want. And big things are great. We can all have big things. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not grateful for the little things that you have, why would the universe send you the big stuff that you want? It's a bit like having a friend, isn't it? Or being a friend who's giving you gifts and you're not saying thank you for those gifts. Why would they continue to do that? It's the unappreciative. So it's about appreciating what we have and working with that energy, because most of us, definitely people that are watching this YouTube video, will have YouTube, and they will likely have either a laptop or a phone that they're watching it on. There are things to be grateful for in that before we even start to think about anything else, like the fact that we've woken up and we're breathing in and we're breathing out, we're here. So, lots and lots of energy around that. Be grateful, be appreciative of what you have. It's a really good exercise. It makes you feel better about life. And it also helps you to attract the stuff you want. So I love a bit of work with gratitude. It's a really brilliant thing. So that is my little spread for today, for this week, for us. I'm going to hopefully be back to do a little bit more next week. I've got a couple of unboxings I want to do. And a little sort of spiritual haul that I've got. I've got this really cool box that I want to show you. So I'll do that next week, early next week. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. That costs you nothing and it really helps my channel to be seen. If you would like to see more, please subscribe. If you feel like you can share this to other people that might be interested, that would be fantastic as well. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.